What's up, fellas? We are live for Pick Central on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. Once again, I'm your host, Ben Mintz, Barstool Mitzi, Brandon Walker out with COVID, but feeling better. Hearing good reports from Brandon, which we're certainly all miss his presence up here at Barstool. I'm going to be helping run things next week as well until Brandon is back in the office. I know he's excited for a huge weekend. It's Wrestlemania. I know the Wrestling Podcast got a lot of fun stuff going on. Joined today, we've kind of been mixing up our lineup, but had a blast with Coach Doug's on Wednesday. He's back today. What's up, Coach? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, man. Glad to have you back in here. I really enjoyed our Wednesday show. Glad to carry it on. And then also fired up to get old school Barstool legend Smitty in here. Been trying to get Smitty in here all week. He's been a busy man. I appreciate you joining us on the Friday.
What's up, fellas?
I know you got to be in a good spirits with the Philadelphia sports right now.
Oh, well, the Phillies are 5-1. The Sixers are fully healthy, about to put a whooping on the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. We're looking pretty good. Flyers, what are you going to do? Can't win them all. But.
No, can't win them all, but it seems like I love the footage last week. We had Big T on here yesterday, and the videos of you and Big T for the Phillies-Braves series was pretty funny.
I mean, were the Braves winless through 4 or 5 games solely because Big T was sacrilegious on Easter? Who knows? Who knows?
I'm hearing yes.
That's where I heard, too. That's where I heard as well. Braves are playing a little better, though. 2-game win streak. Yeah. Got Charlie Morton on the mound today against the Phillies. Zach Wheeler coming off a 10-strikeout, 1-hit, 7-inning performance. Cy Young shit out of him last time. Looking for a nice win today by the boys.
Oh, that's too funny. I love all the Philly stuff. I want to start with the Michael Conforto yesterday, sacrificing his body. A ball right down the middle, basically. Throws his elbow over it with the bases loaded, and they call it a hit by pitch. I don't think I've ever seen an ending to a baseball game quite like that. Have y'all?
No, not an ending. I mean, that kind of thing happens rarely to begin with, but to end a game like that, bases loaded, and just what a horrible call.
Horrible call, yes, but let's just be thankful that happened for the Mets and not against the Mets, because our good friend Frank the Tank would not be living and breathing right now if a Marlin took that pitch with the bases loaded and ended up beating the Mets.
I know. I was wondering, how Frank, who does a phenomenal job and makes me laugh every day, but how does he react when they actually win? Does he happy?
No, it's
his whole gimmick, everything's so negative. I'm like, is it when they win? It's like, oh, they should have lost anyway.
It's amazing. He's happy when the Dolphins win 1 out of every 8 games because they're not supposed to win. But the Mets are always negative Nancy.
I think it's because he has such high hopes for him. Especially with Cohen coming in with Lindor. But I think he had high hopes for him. But yeah, with that kind of thing, when they win, they're supposed to win. When they lose, they weren't. Obviously that's a tragedy. And just it won't happen again. That's I think somebody even joked around on the rundown a while back. If they won the World Series, they would say, Frank, how do you feel? They're not going to repeat.
Exactly.
They're not going to do it again next season.
Exactly. It's like my father. I won big Ben Mintz knows. I won a lot of money playing poker back in the day.
Poker Stars Sunday 500.
Oh yeah.
I never made any money in that one.
Yeah, but you want to know my father's response to winning $70,000 in a poker tournament when I excitedly told him?
Probably thinking his son's going to be worthless the rest of his life playing poker.
That probably.
My mother thought similar.
But his first response was not congratulations, no, not like, oh, that's awesome, let's figure out what to do with it. It was, oh, well, you got to pay taxes on that. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck, Dad?
Let me have my moment.
Yeah, just one little moment of sunlight before we get into the shit that's inevitably about to come.
Well, now
that's a man who's done his taxes before.
Well,
that's true.
It was funny. When I had my first big poker win was it was only a $20 tournament on Party Poker, but it was for $10,000. I won a $22 40K, and I called my mom the next day, and she almost had a panic attack on the phone. She was like, she knew where this was headed. Didn't send me to private school. She was a big shot attorney. I call her all excited about winning $10K, and she was just like, oh no.
Yep.
You
got to go down before you get up, or go up then get down. Then you can get yourself back up again.
Yeah, either way you're going down.
No, that's too funny. Well,
I have a sorry.
No, go ahead. This
before
random.
We got on the
Barstool random. The better. More random, the better.
I have a question for you Mets fans out there. The Clems, the Frank the Tanks, the KFCs.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. The Ricos, Glenny. What the fuck is up with Brandon Nimmo? Why, when he takes a walk, it's called a walk, and he sprints 1,000% down to first base?
I think that's just. I think you're just giving it all he's got.
No.
That's trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
It's almost like just trying to have a gimmick.
It doesn't infuriate. It shouldn't infuriate me. It should not infuriate me as much as it does, but it drives me fucking insane.
I mean,
he's just trying to stand out.
Yeah.
He just accomplished his goal because you wouldn't be talking about him at all if he didn't do that.
Well,
right?
I think it stems back. It triggers an eternal memory from Little League. We used to play this team called Burrow and Paoli, who are a bunch of asshats that would sprint on walks and then take a wide turn at first base before the ball is dead and get caught up in between first and second and nobody know what the fuck to do. So in the district playoffs to go to Little League World Series, that's the happy horse shit we had to deal with. It just reminds me of Brandon Nimmo.
That is a little odd.
It is a lot, and it's bullshit.
I mean, if I could run that fast, I would.
I remember what you said before the season on the Phillies over-under was 80.5 and the Mets was 90.5. Mm-hmm. And you got to feel pretty good about. I mean, it's way too early, but I thought the Phillies were underrated though going in.
5-6 games through the season. The Phillies are playing a lot of heart right now, which is great to see. Their bullpen is obviously improved a lot. They have 3 wins through at least 3 wins through the bullpen so far this year. An amazing stat about them and how well they're actually pitching early this year is last year they had 2 wins all season, granted shortened season, 2 wins all year where they did not hit a home run. But this year they already have 3 wins where they didn't hit a home run. I mean, it's
a good sign to be able to win multiple ways.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So when you gamble on the Phillies, do you bet the first 5s a lot, knowing their bullpen sucks? Do you have any strategy?
Last year, yes, but this year, early on, the lines favored that because of last year until they proved themselves. Now, you can pretty much bet them any single way you want. Their bats haven't really been clicking yet. Bryce Harper, 0 home runs through 6 games. I think he might hit 2 tonight. I really do. I think he is due for having more than a projected 0 home run season. So Bryce Harper hitting 1 out, that's going to be big. Rhys Hoskins has been unbelievable so far this year. Alec Baum, he's a Wichita State guy, and he's just an awesome rookie at the plate thus far. I mean, these guys are going to be able to hit. So, I mean, you can bet them any which way and feel confident in it.
This is interesting because Philly sports fans known for the negativity. I'm loving the positive, the positivity.
Because
y'all are good.
Well, A, it's not talking about it; it's being about it. They're being about it thus far, and B, their expectations weren't, that high.
Because everybody was all over the Mets thing.
Yeah,
it felt weird to me.
So them out kicking their coverage early, it just puts everybody in a positive mood.
Yeah,
trust me, we'll be back down to earth come.
You're
crunch time
you're
when
a huge Aaron Nola fan, huh?
Love Aaron.
You always have Nola bet props.
He
has the greatest last name ever. Of course, I love him.
Greatest.
I mean, Andy went to Louisiana guy with the Nola.
I mean, he has for his size absolutely electric stuff, and he's one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game. Granted, he hasn't been hitting his strikeout props thus far this year, but everything else, he's a bona fide Cy Young candidate if he's healthy.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Bryce Harper plus 350 at home run tonight.
I love it. What's 2 plus 1,000?
I can't even see it.
Yeah. Plus 350. Yeah.
We got a good bet with Smitty on the Barstool Sportsbook app. Bryce Harper to hit home run, and then Joel Embiid 10 rebounds, which is automatically responsibly should happen. So
as long as he plays enough minutes, hopefully the Pelicans stay in it long enough for us to actually play more than 20 minutes.
Exactly.
I actually think it's interesting. We were talking. Well, I wouldn't call it smack because Smitty's a lot more confident than I am going into that Sixers-Pelicans game tonight. But these are the kind of games that New Orleans plays better as a home underdog against good teams. So I'm hoping Brandon Ingram comes. I'm not sure if Ingram's going to play or not, but I hope it's a game.
I'm surprised it's 6.5 without Ingram right now.
Yeah, I think it's just the Zion. The Pelicans have Vegas has a decently high power ranking on them just because of Zion. But man, I don't know. I didn't see a lot of effort in that Barclays Center. I went the other night when they played in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn could have scored 160 if they wanted. I mean, literally, there might as well have not been a defense on the floor. I think Stan Van Gundy's.
I mean, there kind of isn't with the Pelicans.
No.
Yeah, regardless.
I mean, they're in. Yeah. There's no getting around it. But I still have high hopes for the future. But this year's looking a little rough. Do you think the Sixers? Are they the favorite in the East if Embiid's healthy, or the Nets now?
I still think the Nets
I
are.
think the Nets
by a
too.
little
The
bit.
Nets. It's just like unfair.
That
lineup.
1 seed is going to be very, very important because right now you have the Nets, you have the Sixers, and you have the Milwaukee Bucks. So, I mean, if those 2 and 3 seeds are going to be battling it out to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, that 1 seed just is that much more important.
What do you do if you're Philly about Embiid's minutes and managing his load, saving him for the playoffs?
You got to save that load and absolutely explode when the time comes. I don't have a problem with them sitting him every once in a while just to stay fresh. I mean, he just got back from a bone bruise. He is very healthy right now. He shot 20 free throws against the Celtics, so he's getting in the mix. He's getting the minutes. He's got 35 points. When it comes down to crunch time, I mean, he's going to have to play because without him, like, they have that much more trouble winning. But I don't have a problem with them sitting him against the Grizzlies
or the back-to-back. Yeah, the back-to-backs. No, I think you got to save him. I mean, you have to. Look at it. I mean, he's been, when he's played, which has been most of this year. I know he's been banged up some, but, I mean, he's been the MVP, I think, this year.
The question of sitting him to playing him really comes down to what do you value more, the risk of him potentially getting tired or hurt for the playoffs or the number 1 overall seed? Because that's what it's probably going to come
What's
down
interesting,
to
though, is Philly's home road splits the last few years have been just drastic. I mean, maybe the most in the league.
Yep.
I think they were something had 2 home losses. Was it a year or 2 ago? But then they were under 500 on the road.
Oh, last year they were barbaric on the road. They couldn't win.
So,
the game.
usually you would say save him. Don't worry about the if you're the 2 or the 3, have your guy healthy. But it just seems like they're so much better at home.
Yeah,
why is that such a real thing?
I think up until this year it was more of a coaching and attitude thing. This year with Doc Rivers, it's been better. They are above 500 on the road, and they're obviously very good at home. I genuinely think that they can beat anybody anywhere. They've beaten the Lakers in L.A. this year. They beat them at home too. They can put a team out on the court that would compete any given night. I don't think it's really about home court. I think it's genuinely about that number 1 seed because you don't want to battle a 2-3 seed, whether it be the
and you want the easy first round, and then also the easy first round.
Exactly. I mean, whoever's 2 and 3 is going to beat the shit out of each other going into the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Danny Green signing seems like it's been pretty solid. Or is it not? I just saw he went off in a few games I've watched.
He is. He's been playing well. Up until the last couple of games, he's been, or until, I guess, the All-Star break, he's been frustrating at times, but he's also 34, 35 years old. He's an older dude. He is the only player in the NBA right now that is coming off of 2 straight NBA championships.
Yeah, Raptors you're
so
right.
You got to love that mojo going.
Give you a little playoff moxie. Were you excited about Daryl Morey and Doc when they hired him?
Oh yeah, because at the time, Daryl Morey was a nice surprise because Elton Brand obviously shit the bed with Al Horford's contract and everything else. You knew he wasn't going to be a long-term thing. But Daryl Morey was great to have an established presence in the front office. But Doc Rivers came out of nowhere. He was fired by the Clippers, not immediately after the season. He was fired kind of, late in the game.
When they blew that 3-1 lead.
And for the Sixers to just basically luck out and get him after, Jay Wright wasn't there, Billy Donovan wasn't there, a couple other people were getting signed. I'm very, very satisfied and happy with Doc Rivers over a Tyronn Lue or what they had last year, Brett Brown. He's a great guy, but can't coach this team.
I feel like there's an inevitable 76er Celtics series with the Rip Doc thing.
Oh, I want it. I want the 70 because the Celtics have no answer for Joel Embiid or the Sixers this year. They already beat the Celtics 3 times this year, series sweep, and the Celtics fucking ball washers will be like, Ben Simmons, 1 point in the playoffs, drop the confetti. You haven't won a series since the 80s. Beat us in the fucking postseason, pals. I mean, it could be a 1-8 seed matchup this year, and we would absolutely eviscerate them. They have no answer for Joel Embiid. None.
I'm curious, looking at the Celtics, Brad Stevens, I think is a great coach. It seems like they play well as an underdog, but they struggle as a favorite. Do you think the Stevens era? I mean, it was so hyped up. If they lived up to it,
I think it's a Danny Ainge issue right now. They
had all those assets too.
Yeah. He's been kind of been anointed as the gold standard and immaculate as a GM throughout his entire career. He has 1 championship right now, and that's because he had Garnett, Allen, and Pierce. He had a superstar of a big 3. Since then, I mean, Yeah, he's made some good moves here and there that are
The
obvious.
Tatum one was.
Yeah, the
way
Tatum
he
one
played
was,
the Tatum.
was great. Just quickly swindled the Sixers. But, I mean, look at them. Like, where are they now, and how are they going to improve for the future? It's going to be tough, especially in this East.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I was thinking too. And then I think Stevens is a good coach. But the Celtics, I remember when they had so many assets a few years ago. It was like they were about to be this just juggernaut that ran through the East every year. And I mean, they're certainly in the playoffs every year, but it hasn't quite happened like I thought.
As we know with the NBA, you can't be in purgatory.
No, that's the worst.
If you're a 4 to 8 seed every single year, you're a no seed because you ain't winning.
Yeah, it's weird as a fan, and I know the Sixers did the trust the process and get the lotteries. I mean, maybe it's just the way I look at life. I think there's value in being like a playoff team every year, and your fans having a product you care about and stuff. But you're never going to win like the grit and grind was a lot like that. When Memphis was like pretty good every year with Randolph and Tony Allen, but you knew they weren't going to go anywhere. But I mean, I think there's value in that though. But maybe that's like the poker side of me, where like if there's 30 teams and only one can be happy winning a championship, then everybody's going to be miserable. But then also it's kind of like a little bit of a loser attitude, like I'm happy to be there.
You're not going to luck your way into an NBA championship. You can maybe do that in any other sport with momentum and how things are going and schemes. You need the superstars to win in the NBA. And I think Philadelphia was the perfect city to do this because after the Iverson era, we were in purgatory. We were that 4 to 8 seed every single year with Andre Miller and Andre Iguodala and these players who are good players, but weren't ever going to get you a championship. And you're just keep grinding to make the playoffs. And Sam Hinkie came in, and God rest his soul, he died for our sins. They said, trust this process. And look where we are right now. You need those superstars in the NBA to be able to compete.
Oh, you got me with that one. That's fun.
It's true.
Well,
God bless Sam Hinkie.
He ends up with Embiid and Simmons.
I mean, this debate's been happening for a while now. Name an NBA team that has won a championship since the last one that
won
without two superstars.
The only time is the Detroit team.
Pistons.
Yeah, and that was the Rasheed, Ben Wallace, Billups,
with Larry Brown as coach.
Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton.
With awesome players. All of them were awesome.
Yeah.
Borderline all-stars, like all of them.
Yeah.
But no bona fide superstar.
That's it, though.
That's pretty much it.
No, that's literally it. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, Toronto with Kawhi, I guess, yeah, he's a superstar.
I mean, with Kyle Lowry, I mean, he's pretty much borderline. You could put him up there.
All right, baseball has always been America's pastime, but a close second is horse racing, and we've got the best way to get involved and get in on the action. Stable Duel brings a new way to play the races with lower risk and bigger payouts. It's similar to fantasy football. You select a stable or team of 10 horses, and you watch your points rack up. Daily games with big cash prizes, easy to use even if you're new to horse racing. So go download the Stable Duel app now and start playing right out the gate. Low buy-ins, big payouts, play against your buddies for true racing domination. Guys, are y'all following the Masters like I am? I've been following it pretty close. Justin Rose had that crazy round yesterday, 7 under, but he's 3 over so far today. Feels like it's kind of anybody's ball game. We got it on in here.
Yeah, I've been keeping track of the players that we were talking about yesterday. You know, Patrick Reed's looking pretty good.
I know, and I've got Reed 33-1 and Morikawa 30-1. Reed's 2 under, about to start. Look in the mix. Morikawa's having a good round today. He was 2 over going into today. He's 1 under now. I mean, I'm just happy to have 2 guys in the mix, 33-1.
Yeah. How's your boys' golf game? Doug's, we know you mini golf every once in a while, but how are we swinging the sticks on 18?
I mean, I think I'm shooting probably around 50.
Okay.
Damn, that's a lot better. I literally can't swing a golf club, so I mean, you can tell by looking at me. I mean, I'm actually a good tennis. Well, you see me at ping pong. I'm a good tennis player.
You got Moxie. You're nimble minx in the ping pong table. Okay,
yeah. So you're positive. You know that it comes from me having a tennis background, and then we'd always just play ping pong after.
Okay. So we got an awful, and we got Kim Jong Un hitting a hole in one.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about mini golf?
No, we're talking about actual golf.
Oh, because mini golf, I'm shooting around a 50.
Well, I mean.
You said mini golf. I thought we were talking about mini golf.
No, I said regular. I said you dabbled in mini golf.
Mini golf, yeah. I mean, I would say I do more than dabble.
You're looking at the greatest. I mean, no disrespect to your friend.
It sounds like there's going to be a little disrespect here.
All right, but you're looking at someone who shot a 34 at Pirate Island when I was 14. They got their name on the whiteboard all summer.
Really?
Yeah.
On the whiteboard? All summer. So it's been taken down now.
Sad.
No, note to self: don't bet on mini golf with Smitty.
Oh, I took Riggs to the cleaners one time. Because I am the worst actual golfer of all time.
Yeah, your
I'm
short
like
game is
that
amazing
bad.
now.
No. All game on actual golf. I am awful.
Well, your short game, I imagine your short game is good if you're really good at mini golf.
Well, give me an actual putter on a mini golf course, which is a huge harder move. I'm probably not that good, but you give me the course given putter on a mini golf, very, very good.
All right. Well, hey, Frank and I'll have to take you out sometime.
I mean, well, I would very.
I mean,
much
we're definitely we're
Are
starting.
you waiting on the summer? What's going on?
Yeah, we're waiting on the summer and
the fans want the mini golf tour.
We're waiting on the summer and for Frank's leg to heal up a little bit more. You know, he's got that knee. We don't want him going out there injured and possibly facing a further injury. So, but no, we're
excruciating mini golf.
Instead of mini golf.
But we're actually, I mean, we're going into it full steam as if like we're putting our hearts and soul into it. Like it's gonna be a real thing. Obviously we're gonna have a lot of fun with it, but we're taking it very seriously. Like it's gonna be.
Are y'all gonna be able to have like tournaments or what do y'all?
Yeah, that's what we're thinking we're gonna have. We don't know how many yet. Whether we'll keep it northeast or whether we'll try and go down the East Coast maybe. But yeah, we're gonna have tournaments, probably 6 or 8 different cities, and we'll invite people out. It'll be an invitational. And, yeah, we'll have a good time.
I imagine the mini golf courses in Louisiana are pretty.
But Florida, where his areas where they're awesome. He's on that I-10 Gulf Coast,
right.
Florida.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
A1A.
Every time I'd go to the beach in, like, Perdido or Orange Beach, like, that would be part of the
Perdido
family.
Key?
Yeah,
Florida.
Yeah, we got to go to that mullet toss.
Oh, yeah.
We need to do some Barstool content from the mullet toss.
I'm all about Floribama.
That mullet toss is a serious deal, man. That Floribama, if you've never been there on the Florida-Alabama border, Orange Beach, man, it's a real bastion of America right there.
It's a good time.
I mean, it's really something. So you said 4 or 5 cities. Y'all planning like northeast or 7?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out now. If we want to keep it, in the northeast, just make it like a month or two. We're going out on certain weekends, or if we want to make it like a traveling. Obviously we're no Barstool, like the Barstool not so classic.
Well, the Barstool Mini Classic.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to hear Frank going to Florida because I was around Frank the other day.
He's never been.
He's never been south of Virginia.
Yeah.
He said that the other day. I was just like,
he'll talk about Idaho all day. But he's never been like
he's
never
a
been to
mountain
South Carolina.
cat out there. He likes he wasn't even born in Montana.
Yeah, Montana, Idaho, something like that.
Really? Yeah,
and then that's
Frank the Tank, the mountain cat.
I'm just like picturing Frank in the deep south, just like sweating with the humidity. I don't think he'd be able to handle it.
No, he will not enjoy it. But I think he'll have a good time though.
Well, Doug, I'm just curious for our fans because you've got a hell of a loyal following. So how are things going with you're moving the process of moving up here? How are things?
It's going well. I'm still in a hotel right now. Frank and I were looking. We are actually. Let me strike that. We are looking for a unit house. We were looking for something in Jersey, a house that we could actually live in and do content in full time and everything. But it's just the New Jersey real estate market is apparently so hot right now that there's no inventory. And so there's not really any 3-2s in Jersey, at least not in the places that Frank wants to be in that we can really fit into. So it might not happen right away, might have to get an apartment, but we're still going to be able to do unit house content. It might just not be in a unit house.
Yeah, what are the standards or qualifications you're looking for in a unit house?
Obviously it's got to be a big house, at least 3 bedrooms, at least 2 bathrooms. No, we were looking for, I think the big thing that we found, even when we did find a home, it was like a triplex or whatever. It was like 3 stories tall. It was one room on this floor, 1 room on that floor. And it's like, that doesn't really work out for Frank. And I don't want to walk up 3 flights of stairs every day either way, but it doesn't really work out for Frank. And that kind of limits what we wanted to do. We wanted to have a setup where, people could come over, like Donnie could come over, Chef Donnie could come over and cook. Other people come over and watch sports and everything. So if there's not really like a large living room where we can set up a TV and cameras,
exactly.
That kind of
it's really good for like a rancher type setting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's just not really. So even if it wasn't stairs, the fact that it's like a small living room just doesn't work. It limits everything to the point where it's like, why even do it?
Damn, I've been late. Like Playboy Marty and I've been a little lazy. Like we've had an Airbnb in Hell's Kitchen, and we're like, oh, whatever. We keep rolling it over because it's cheap. But now the rent's starting to go up because people are starting to come back in the city. So we better get on finding a permanent place before we get killed on the rent thing.
Yeah,
I've been a little lazy on that front, but
I think in Manhattan, I when I first moved up here, there were plenty of opportunity, or plenty of deals where it's it's still a high price rent, but they're giving you like 4 months free. in like wherever you are. I haven't seen. I think that's gone away.
Yeah, I think everything's kind of. But at least the vibes are good. Like when I moved up here Halloween, I haven't really experienced New York, and I'm starting to just sense in the streets the energy and stuff are back up. Still waiting on the real experience. Smitty, are you back in Philly or are you in New York?
Yeah, we're outside of Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're commuting to the office, so
and
it's a fun trip. Why not?
That's not too. What do you drive here? Or you train?
No. We take the train. It's like an hour and 45.
Every day.
Not every day.
You're like three or four weeks.
Yeah, a couple times a week.
But it's an hour and 45 each way.
Each way. Yes.
Wow.
I like the train though.
Train's fine. Train
goes
nice
quick. It's not like an airplane. It feels like it moves slow.
Mm-hmm.
But trains chill, man.
I get to sit on the train, do some work. That's where my friend CBS gets a lot of his.
I've heard about him.
A lot of his due diligence done on the train, just going back through receipts and records. Very historical, accurate.
Speaking of which, the deposition tape. Another portion of that.
Good. I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
Sorry.
No. I'm happy you brought it up because I wanted to get some old school Smitty. I want to get some funny Smitty stories while we got him here.
Seeing the attorney come over and also smiling with you, that's perfect.
Yeah, the deposition tapes. I want to. This isn't up to me, but myself, K Marco, KFC, and Dave obviously all went through like at least 7 hours of like depositions. Nate as well, the dog. And they're all they've been cut up by our lawyers to the point where like, we can get them out and not like get in trouble for it. We actually have Rappaport's tapes too. I'm not touching them, but they are they're not good. They're not good watching him trying to stutter his way through this absolute mess of a lawsuit in which our lawyers are grilling him.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get that. Like in discovery, like you can't just accuse someone and then sit back. Like when discovery comes, like you're getting questioned too.
Yeah, exactly. So his cross-examination is it's interesting to say the least. I only caught a little bit of it. The dog's on it. The dog has watched a lot.
Look, when the dog, I'm wondering when the dog gets motivated and gets on something, you get the full effort.
Exactly. So I want somebody here to be able to go through all like 20 hours of footage and like edit it together like one absurd video because it's funny. But I've gone through pretty much all of mine, and I tweeted out a couple clips that are just like, this should not be real life in this fair country of ours.
I don't understand it. Look, I admit I was a casual Barstool guy before I got hired, so I didn't know as much about the Rappaport stuff. I've just seen his personality. His whole gimmick is like talking shit to people, and now when people come against him, he can't take it. I don't understand. Like when you put out I know it's a little hippie, but the energy you put out is going to come back at you. And so if you're going to talk shit all the time, then shit's going to come back at you. That's like the way, that's like the sky's blue in other news. You know?
What was this? Was it defamation? Was his claim that he had lost monetary, did he lose money from what y'all did?
Well,
apparently?
there were two parts of the lawsuit, one of which is still going on that was contractually based.
Mm-hmm.
The part that I was involved in was defamation. And it involved a whole litany of allegations and claims. Some, from what you saw, was claiming that he had a specific skin disease.
Mm-hmm.
I never once claimed that he had that skin disease. Whenever the topic was brought up to me, I would just say herpes lasts forever, which unfortunately...
Yeah. In fact, you made an analogy to where you were herpes.
Yes,
which
exactly.
would even...
I may be around forever, figuratively.
Good for you.
That joke. Yeah, why not? If you're going to sell your soul, might as well do it. But it's just an absolute absurd situation, all right? And going through all 7 hours of the deposition, I wasn't even going to pull that and tweet it out because it normalized it to a point. And I had my wife listening too, and she's like, "That's not that's absurd. What just happened?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's just like, "You just said herpes lasts forever." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's not real life." And lo and behold, that's probably going to be the most watched thing I've ever been a part of here.
Barstool's so random. You never know. That's what I learn every day. The stuff you plan on being things doesn't actually.
Oh, yeah.
My thing with the Sup Fellas thing that blew up, I didn't even know what I was going to say when I got on camera one day. I was like, I got to say something to start this video. And so I just said that. And now it blew up. There's no rhyme or reason to anything.
Nope.
But it's the fool by randomness, though. It's kind of what makes it pretty great. It's it's not really March Madness time anymore, but we've made up for last year's tourney getting canceled by going bigger and harder this year. Gonzaga and UCLA certainly did. That was one of the best games ever. Luckily, our favorite sports drink, Body Armor, just came out with a new sports drink with caffeine called Edge. It's got 100 milligrams of caffeine and 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes to keep you going through the last buzzer or finish line. Plus, it's got antioxidants, B vitamins, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor Edge. And we've got a bunch of Body Armor Edge in here. It's very popular around the office. Doug, you a fan?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm drinking it almost as if it's soda. Like that's how. Like it's. Yeah, I don't think of it as a sports drink. I mean, it obviously is, but the Power Punch. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it gives you a necessary kick you need out of life.
Yeah.
Look, hey man, whatever can get you waking up, get your mind right. I'm certainly all for it. We appreciate Body Armor's support of Pick Central and Barstool. Been enjoying the Rapport lawsuit stuff. I want to ask you, I watched the video of you and Nate from the poker stuff from 17. And that was, I'll call it interesting.
Yeah.
So y'all went out to Vegas? Was that the main? Y'all went out there for the main?
Yeah. So that was around the time we started streaming on Twitch, and the dog and I, among others, including employees who aren't here anymore, started streaming heads-up poker matches on Twitch. And then a sponsor came along for Fantasy Labs, who I knew and did a fantasy football podcast before, Jonathan Bales. He's like, yo, we want to sponsor you to play the main event this year. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
but
10 G's.
Yeah, it's 10,000, right?
Yeah. But I was like, oh, we should make it into a big content thing. Nate plays poker as well. We should have a heads-up battle between me and him to see who gets to go. And they were like, awesome. So me and him played heads up. He won 2 matches to 1. It was a big electric thing. Nate got a free trip to Vegas. And the bet was whoever lost had to rail the winner the entire time.
Dude, I hate railing.
Oh, so
that's what's the funny thing about poker. I love playing, and I'll watch highlights on TV, but it just goes so damn
it's
slow.
boring. It's boring as whale shit. It is boring as whale
For
shit.
those that don't know rail, you follow them.
That's like being a fan.
Basically stand there and watch.
But you can't look. The thing here's with poker, if you're watching
you're
it,
an audience, right?
Yeah, but you can't see the cards.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's fine if you've got a whole card cam, but if you can't see their cards, it's rough, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real rough. And I would always get crap for not showing up to my friends' final tables and stuff. But man, there's nothing worse.
I mean, final tables are one thing, especially if you have some skin in the game.
Yeah, if
and
you got
get drink and
swap pieces,
B and TV at the beginning. But at the start of tournament, just standing there around somebody, I mean, it's got to be awful. It's got to be absolutely awful. But fortunately, the sponsor came through and said both of us could enter into the tournament, so we both played. But that video was initially an MTV Cribs-style video in which we didn't have any of our camera people out there, so nobody knew Barstool. We hired freelancers. So these guys are like, oh, they're obviously professional, not anything like what we are. And they're like, oh, where do you want this set up? Where do you want the lighting to go? Or this? And I'm just like, this is just casual. Just follow us around. But whatever you do, don't stop recording, because the actual video is going to be what the video you think it isn't going to be. And they're like, well, I don't know what that means, but okay, we'll keep filming. So we go through the scripted thing, and during every take, when we cut, quote unquote, Nate just starts flipping out, and the producer, the camera people, they start cracking up
because that's the video is when Nate freaks out
right away.
And then I heard Nate was super upset.
Very upset. So there was a point when we were on the balcony, and I knew it. I knew we were still mic'd up, and Nate thought that these guys were just didn't know what Barstool was, and they were just gonna hang out and put the cameras down. I knew that they were filming when we were on the balcony and catching every word. So I'm there posturing with my cigar on. Nate's flipping out. I knew it was a golden video from the jump, but the dog sometimes doesn't understand that what you said earlier, Mintzy. Sometimes you just don't know.
You can't script when you're on the camera.
And sometimes you don't know what's going to go viral and be good. That's the one video I knew was going to be a legend.
I watched it with Devlin recently, and I was dying, dude. I was dying.
And the dog wasn't happy about it. He wanted the footage to be shut down in the race, and it got out there. Got out there.
But it got a lot of views. This is a job where it's views and viral. Yeah. I mean, you look. At least I realize myself that I know I look ridiculous on camera 70% of the time. But whatever. You just got to own it.
Well,
It's just part of it.
Then that was part of it. A little lack of self-awareness on the dog's part. I think now he gets it a little more. Back then, he thought he was like Dave Chappelle, trying to like script stuff and do skits.
For
But,
those who haven't seen it, what was he getting so upset about?
He was getting upset that I was basically, quote-unquote, breaking character from the MTV Cribs route.
Like he thought y'all were supposed to be like playing a skit.
In some resort, staying in the baller place in Vegas.
He made up a fictional maid called Glenda.
Yeah, because I remember he was talking about Glenda's orange juice. Glenda should know how I like my orange juice.
Yeah, he had it all. He had it all planned and scripted
and
out.
Smitty just wasn't going with it.
It was tough to follow along, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly sure where the jokes were coming in and what was going down. But Nate, like I can say, like he's more self-aware now than those situations, which is good.
I'm impressed by his fire. He's a fiery, passionate guy, and I look forward to working with him.
Yeah,
he's like when he gets motivated, it's something.
The dog got neutered, I'd like to say 2 years ago, but those nuts are growing back a little bit. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the dog. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah, well, I look forward to hopefully some down the line, hopefully some poker content with us three. It's going to be a lot of fun in the not too distant future. Speaking of the poker thing, did you see World Series of Poker is going to be October, November?
I did. That's very
I've
exciting.
already. So this was funny. I was on Twitter, and a buddy of mine was in a little tweet that we had like a 3-man tweet thread, and he said something. My buddy in New Orleans has got a bunch of money. He said, I'll put the other guy in the main event. That was in the 3-man thread, and I was like, free roll. I was like, are you talking to him or talking to me? Knowing I knew he was talking to the other guy, but I was like, he might just be like, oh, I'll do it for you too. And he's like, yeah. And then he saw it. He's like, oh, I meant you too. I got you. You're in the main. I was like, yes, 10K main buy-in. So I know I'm playing. It's like November. I went through the schedule. It's like the 4-day one's November 4th through 7th, something like that. So it's right after Halloween.
Okay.
Going to be early to mid-November. But can you imagine fall Vegas sportsbooks, football, World Series of Poker?
That is nice because my one critique about going to Vegas during the summer is it's fucking hot.
Oh, God.
It's unbearably
120,
hot.
dude. You can't go outside.
You can't. You legitimately can't go outside.
No.
It's that bad. So Vegas in the fall, if we're able to participate some way somehow, we'll be there.
Oh yeah, M Resort in Henderson, Penn property. We can go hang out there. We have to maybe going out there do some content.
Don't hate that.
No.
I wonder how the turnout's going to be. Are they going to be able to still do 9-handed?
I don't know. They're gonna have to do. I think they might do 8. I'm really not sure what they're gonna do.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, you played in Colorado a couple weeks ago, correct?
Yeah, they were doing 6.
Were there dividers?
There were no dividers, 6-handed though.
All masks.
Yeah, all masks.
And I told this concern to you before. I'm a big throw out my money, throw out 100 chip, and say 20 or the lesser amount.
But the muffled is going.
But the muffled mask, that's going to cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems.
No, I like to do that too. The betting the one chip.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see. Look, I'm jonesing. Like last year, online poker blew up huge when COVID started because everybody was at home, and I that was all I did for 3 months. But right now, I'm ready to get back in live arena. I'm ready to get out there, play with some of the stoolies, take it back to the people. And so I'm they've had tournaments starting back up like Houston, Texas, and Florida. Some of the states that aren't taking COVID as seriously or throwing Mississippi or having big poker throwdowns already again. But I don't know. I hadn't gotten back in there yet, but I want to soon. I'm wanting the comeback poker thing.
Excited.
Hell yeah.
Got the itch.
Yeah, I mean, this is shaping up to be like the most fun fall ever. I mean, literally, like live music coming back, football. They're already saying all full stadiums. I'm hearing for SEC, the mayor of New Orleans saying hopefully the Superdome is going to be full.
Oh, it's going to be barbaric. There are going to be people making up for that lost year and then some.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be like the Roaring 20s, man. I don't know if we'll be able to sustain it, but I mean, hey, 100 years ago we had the Spanish flu, worldwide pandemic.
Exactly.
We didn't have a world war, though, to get the get the economy going.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we kind of.
We're working on it.
Start a new deal and, no new war.
Now with poker and everything, it sounds like we have at least 3 major poker players. Is there any kind of like Barstool poker match coming out, or
there's we'll see. We're still there's a lot of ideas going around, and we're excited about it. We can't really say too much more than that at this point.
Okay.
But
all right,
yeah,
because
once the pandemic's
I'm
over
a
and things
casual
start
player,
to open
so
up.
No, I think some stuff. I think some stuff around the office would be fun, like some Stool Streams poker.
Exactly, and I think some casual players are more than welcome, even people who don't know what they're doing too much.
What was 1989? Was that the year? I don't know. I've seen rounders a few times.
Rounders! I love. Look, I love.
The man his money. That was a horrible.
That was a good John Malkovich.
I love. Yeah, no, I was a big Rounders helped get me into it. And the money maker 03 World Series.
It's amazing that Rounders came.
Moneymaker. That was it where he came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
right?
that was 2003. That's amazing. That Rounders came out years before the poker boom, and was that like good of a movie with that big of actors.
I always just laugh because the hand, they were playing limit poker on the famous hand. He's like, I'm going to bluff him this hand. And, like, it's limit poker. You can only make one tiny bet. Like, I don't know. That part of it was
It is what it is.
No, but love the movie.
Good Johnny Chan acting.
Hey, I loved it. It was great for the game of poker. Let's see. Okay. Feel free to. Okay, bye. The golf season is in full swing, and now is the perfect time to get out in the course. We're watching the Masters right now here in the Pick Central while we're doing this on HD. Trying to book a tee time? Look no farther as we are officially announcing the launch of the Barstool Golf Time app. In partnership with Supreme Golf, the Barstool Golf Time allows you to book tee times at thousands of courses. After you book, take a picture or video of the course you're on and submit an official review. Riggs, Frankie, Trent, and Lurch's reviews are on the app as well, so you can join them along with your friends. Other cool features such as Barstool Golf Rewards to get free merch will be rolling out soon. Don't be an idiot. Download the Barstool Golf Time app today, now available in the App Store. I got to say, too, every time I see all the golf stuff, I hope we can, almost use their bottle for poker in a way with Barstool eventually down the line because it's incredible what those guys have built. I mean, it's literally, you see the Barstool Classic and Foreplay, and I mean, they're hanging out with the top guys in the world, DJ and stuff. I just have a lot of respect for everything they've built.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see it like go be reciprocated. Like when they're out there and Tiger Woods like walks up. I mean, it's not just a group of fans. It's like, no, like the players actually know them too. It's wild to see that.
No, it certainly is. Have you ever done anything with the Barstool Classic stuff?
Oh yeah.
Any good experiences or anything?
We were in Philly last year for the Classic, and just your general debauchery. Yeah, it was all good times.
I thought about going out to one of them this year just to like meet people, but I was just like, I don't drink or play golf. But I mean, I still think.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I still think
you could still
be fun
just
to meet everybody.
You can still do everything, even without the golfing or drinking aspects. You can still take your shot at a couple longest putts. Figure it out. Everybody's a stoolie. Everyone's very friendly. It's good times.
I think if Frank and I make it out to one, I think
y'all definitely should for the putt. Promote the putt.
We'll just hang out on the green. I mean, Frank's not a drinker either, so I mean, we'll just be hanging out on the green.
The putt. It'd be hilarious watching y'all do putts, practicing for your putt.
Yeah.
Y'all could do some hilarious.
We hope to make it out. I'm sure we will sooner or later.
All right, we're gonna switch over now to talking some games for today. We're going to get the picks up and appreciate our guys, Zah and TJ and all the guys that do the graphics every day. Y'all crush it. We've got like a funny thread every day where we send picks in. It's always I got a lot of flack for never sending my picks in by 10:30, but now I'm actually one of the first ones in now. So eat it, Brandon Walker, and everybody that used to pitch at me. We'll first look at Major League Baseball today. I've got 4 picks. I've got the Cincinnati Reds minus 150, under 9.5, and the Rangers Padres. I've got the Padres minus 195, and Houston laying a run and a half at plus 118. Smitty, you fire the baseball a pretty good bit, right? Or just you watch Phillies games?
I'm a diehard Phillies guy, so that's where my expertise would really go and get it. But obviously, the Phillies play a lot of teams, so I'm researching everybody and everything at any given time. If you want to go to Doug's real quick,
that's fine. Do you have any baseball for today?
Yeah, I'm taking the Braves.
Taking the Braves?
Taking the Braves. I think they're minus 1.5.
Well, you can do the run and a half, or you can bet them to win, but then they're like huge favorites.
I'm not taking the money line.
Yeah, you can do either, but the thing is, the money line sometimes, like I'm being risky laying the 195 with the Padres, but also like the under in that game, and so because of that, I'd rather just take them to win. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a lower score.
I think the 7.5 is the total.
I'd see a 9.5.
Oh, really?
Still, but that was kind of the logic. But you like the Braves today?
I do. Yeah, and I have the line at 7.5.
Okay.
For over under.
Okay.
One of my strategies, for better or worse, is I'm a big fantasy guy. I like fantasy football. I
Okay.
play fantasy.
I'm a big fantasy football guy.
Play fantasy basketball a lot. And we were talking daily stuff, and also dabble in baseball, even though it's incredibly difficult and the variance is out of control. However, the strategies that they put out there for fantasy baseball and basketball in particular about who's going to do good on any given night sometimes translate over to your general over-under. So if you see that Mike Trout is valued and Rodon and Pujols or whoever the hell else is playing for the Angels, they're valued high. The Angels over. Looks pretty damn good for that given night. Today, Machado is valued very, very high, along with a couple other Padres players. So, the Padres run line, or excuse me, not the Padres run line, the Padres over/under. I'm looking. It should be at it's 5.5. I didn't think it would be at 5.5. Screw it. We're taking the Padres over.
Okay.
5.5. That run line for the Padres Rangers game is 9.5. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to go 9.5 for that over.
So you're going over?
Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
over for the
We're
9.5.
opposite on that one.
Padres, Texans. And I got the bet with Smitty out right here, right now, plus 725 for
Okay.
Bryce Harper to hit a home run and Joel Embiid to get 10+. Bryce hits a
10
home
plus
run.
rebounds?
10+ rebounds.
Wow, that's a great. But
So,
7.25 to 1.
Exactly. For Bryce just to hit a home run, it's what, 350? You looked that up?
Yeah, it was plus 350.
350. So Bryce hits a dinger. I mean, you're feeling pretty good going into that nightcap.
I feel like Embiid 10 rebounds will be.
Should be lovely. Should be lovely.
I'm gonna
And Bryce is overdue. Overdue for a home run.
Has he hit home run this
He has
season?
not hit a home run yet. 5-1, the Phillies. I mean, he's butting for singles, which is fucking great. I love seeing that. Yeah. I mean, if he were to
Team player.
if he wants to bunt against that shift twice a game, he's got to hit 700, and I'm fine with that. But Bryce is going to mash.
Are we still doing the Smitty money shots?
I can't call him the money shots of the day because they're legitimately 0-16 when I call them that. But
It's like the big cats can't lose. It's like
Exactly.
they can't lose, but it never went. Yeah.
Exactly. And they're all
Probably
like
won't.
educated guesses too. However, if I say I feel pretty good about something, generally feel pretty good about it. But we're not going to call it a money shot.
I thought that was hilarious, though. I mean, the name.
You can't
You like Val Venus jumping off the top rope with the money shot.
you can't be going for something that just it just ain't winning. It's a definition of insanity, is it not, Doug's?
Yeah,
I've been told that many times.
change it up. Okay, got some NBA plays tonight. So, do you have any thoughts? Do you like the Sixers and Noel tonight?
I like the Sixers tonight, especially, and I didn't even know Ingram wasn't. Possibly
They're not sure. He's been
playing.
out the last few. He's
So-
he's questionable. But Lonzo and Zion are both playing.
I think the Sixers are firing all cylinders. I think that line minus 6.5 is quite low, to be honest with you. I think they win by double digits.
I'm on the other side of it, but I'm probably being a homer. New Orleans, what I'll say is the trends on this team, the games they play well this year are the home underdogs against really good teams. That have been some of their best efforts. They play down when they play really bad teams. It's like they're young and they don't get motivated, and then they just get the shit kicked out of them on the road all the time. Like what we just saw on Wednesday night. But maybe I'm being a homer, but I'm going to take the +6 on that one. I wonder if we could – I'm trying to think if there's some kind of prop we could do, Zion versus Embiid points or something. But I think we could do something funny.
And that'd be interesting. I also like the Celtics a lot tonight.
Okay.
Back at home. It's -9. It's a big line against the Timberwolves who they sometimes show some fight, but I think they come out very, very angry, the Celtics, after they just got their dicks kicked in by the Sixers.
What's weird about the Celtics, it's like under Stevens, it seems like they don't play that well as a favorite a lot. Like, I don't know, it's weird, but then they've been like a good underdog.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gut thing here. I just think they come out with a lot of heart and will. And I think they win by double digits at home against the Timberwolves.
I didn't have any opinion on the Grizzlies-Knicks. I looked at it. The Grizzlies, I got to give them credit. For the talent that's on their team, they win a lot.
They do.
I mean, they really
They
do.
do.
I mean, considering when you look at their roster and then they've had the injuries, Jaren Jackson's been hurt all year. I'm impressed by the fact that they still win. They're favored by 1.5 in New York. I didn't have an opinion. I've got the Atlanta Hawks by 2 over the Bulls. Bulls did get a nice win last night on the road, but I think Atlanta bounces back from the home loss to the Grizzlies 2 nights ago. Do you have any opinion on the over 228.5 and Sixers Pelicans? Because these Pelicans overs have been it's been an ATM.
Yeah, the Sixers generally have a pretty good defense.
Yeah,
behind
I
them.
would think so. With the length, they have so much length.
Yeah, but they also at times give up a lot of points. They score a lot of points too. The over-unders with the Sixers, they either go over by like 30 points or they go under by 30 points. It's either like
So it's very drastic.
yes. There's a lot of variance when it comes to it. I feel pretty good with that over-under. Because the Sixers do like to run the ball a lot against teams who also like to run.
The thing is with Philly, I know Green's the three-point shooter, but the rest of the team, they're not the best three-point shooting team. That's the Pelicans. They have the worst three-point shooting defense. I mean, literally everybody's setting records against them. You know, the other night Atlanta went 11 for 11 in the third quarter, which is the NBA record was 9 for 9 in a quarter till then.
Yeah, well, that's also the thing. You need to make your threes against.
Well, you're getting wide open. There's never anybody in your face. They're never contested.
Well,
I mean, it's like you're literally out there.
Is Ben Simmons still shooting that three when nobody's 30 feet off him? No.
Zion didn't either. Yeah, Denver Nuggets red hot since the Aaron Gordon move, and I really like that Gordon move for them because he just can fill in and do so many things, and then they don't really have to ask him to score. With Murray and Jokic and Porter has been stepping up too. But this team, they're 8.5 at home against the Spurs. I'm riding them again. I always like betting Denver at home.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where are people really starting to peep some Denver future lines because they are playing that good, and Jokic is
Murray was awesome in the playoffs. He seems like he steps up in big games too.
It's a big-time gamer.
No, it seems like, I agree. I think they're playing very, very well. And then I took the Wizards plus 4.5 against Golden State only because there's been this weird thing with this Wizards bunch. They've been playing well they play well as an underdog. Well, check that. As an underdog against pretty good teams. They've had these random wins against all these good teams, but then they play like crap most of the time.
Yeah.
It's been very random, but they'll randomly just win some games.
Yeah, it's just a question of whether or not they want to play that day.
Catch them which way the wind blows. I'm going to run through a few of our picks from our other guys that aren't here. Mush has the Yankees money line, Toronto Blue Jays, Atlanta Braves, and Arizona Diamondbacks. Ev has the Yankees money line. He has the Reds and the Reds by 1.5, the Astros by 1.5, and the Braves money line. Braves kind of a common pick.
Love it.
We'll have
Keep picking them.
Mush, Ev, and Rico will all be back in the studio next week. None of them. They're just Barstool office has been pretty scaled down this week.
Yeah, a lot of people in and out for various reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, but look, Brandon is feeling better. He's not going to be back next week, but I am glad to hear that he's feeling better. He's excited about WrestleMania this weekend. He wrote an article on best WrestleMania matches of all time that I thought that generated some interesting. I was shocked that Michaels Razor Ramon from 10 at the Madison Square Garden was like number 6. I thought it should have been. It was under. Thought he missed on that one, but he had Bret Hart and Stone Cold. The I Quit from Chicago, number 1. I think that was fair.
It's good to see 41-year-old Brandon Walker clutching to things that matter during
Yeah, where do you put WrestleMania 3?
He had Steamboat and Macho Man number 2 for WrestleMania 3. That was number 2 match for them. But yeah, it's funny, man. It's I respect it though. Like Brandon, I mean, he's crushed it building the wrestling thing though. I mean, I respect it.
He's
built the shit out of it.
Nobody knows more about anything that Brandon Walker does know about wrestling.
Yeah, I was like obsessed with it till I was 17, and then I just was like over it.
Yeah, Brandon Walker didn't hit that.
No,
he just kept going.
With it.
He just kept going.
Yeah, I remember watching like Attitude Era, or late '90s, early 2000s for me, like The Rock, Stone Cold. That was big.
That was it. And then I just ran, and then I just got tired.
And then I mean, I still enjoy watching wrestling, but I don't keep up with it. Like it's not a.
It's exhausting having that sort of fandom for.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know how the brain capacity to like not to keep all that because it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I kind of remember that. You know, even if I enjoyed watching it that much.
Yeah, like I'm surprised like Brandon Walker can remember who won the second match of WrestleMania from 1984 like that, and still knows how to drive.
In the same vein as Frank. Yeah. Frank, although Frank does not do well on the highway, I will say that. So that might be his highway driving.
This day in history stuff he does is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At least he drives on the highway. Tommy Smokes doesn't want to take that chance.
Tommy Smokes doesn't drive?
No, he doesn't drive on the highway. He's too scared.
Frank accidentally gets on the highway. I swear to God, he's going 35 miles an hour, and he gets mad at people because they're driving in his blind spot, as if they know they're driving in his blind spot. I feared for my life.
Sounds on brand.
Yeah, we got off the highway as quickly as we could.
Oh man, I just can't see Frank doing anything that's not New Jersey Transit though.
No, not at all.
I mean, the New Jersey Transit Frank Rants just killed. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that's
if-
like
no.
that's like one. I mean, that's what I know.
Any kind of tours or anything where Frank and I go, if we're not flying somewhere, I'm driving. I'm absolutely driving. There's just there can be no other way.
The mini. I can't wait to see this. I'm going to come play some of the mini golf stuff. I
everyone's
can't wait.
invited.
I can't wait to see what happens with that. That'll be so much fun. Masters update. Like I said, Justin Rose kind of came out a little cold today after the 7 under. He was 90-1 going into it, man. He'd been hurt. But it feels like it's going to be a hell of a weekend. I'm excited that it's kind of wide open. I'm looking forward to Reed teeing off here in a minute. He's 2 under. But Jordan Spieth, 2 under. You know, Spieth was super public going in after he won the Valero Texas Open last week, and then everybody knows about his history at Augusta. He's always played so well, and you know he's leading up to it. He was only 11-1 to win it. I thought that was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Talk about Bryson.
Yeah, what'd you think about him?
I mean, he looks like he's falling apart.
Yeah, a lot of people liked him not to make the cut. Long shot, and then Rory struggled real bad yesterday. Owen gave out Rory plus 475 not to make the cut is a big one.
Ooh, and Lefty's struggling, huh?
Yeah, Lefty's falling. He's not, the last he's kind of fallen down a little bit the last couple of years, but he looks very, very fit out there.
I tell you what, he's going to kill the senior tour.
Yeah, he's on that TB12, man. He looks a lot more fit than he did in his prime.
You see his calves?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's hard to see him with the pants.
Well, but I mean, Google Phil
if you've
Mickelson's
se-
calves.
yeah, if
Johnny
seen-
Drama
if
would
you've
like
seen
him.
him-
Johnny
Oh,
Drama
baby.
would like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
calves.
Mhm.
If you've
Johnny
seen him,
Drama
you know
would
about
fuck
him.
those calves.
He'd be all about him.
Yeah.
Mickelson now 5 over for the Masters, but I'm looking forward to just sitting back, watching them all weekend. One other thing I want to mention that I don't know that Pick Central nationwide cares as much about, but I'm going to be pushing some college baseball stuff the next couple of months, really through Omaha. I'm going to be traveling to some series. I'm going to the SEC tournament in Birmingham. I'm going to go to Omaha. I'm going to be doing a lot of short videos, kind of getting out, hitting the student sections, just taking it to the people. And I think it's going to take off big because I know how much people care about the South. But up here, it's kind of something that hadn't really been done as much because it's a South. It's big in the South.
Right here, right now, who's winning the Golden Spikes 2021?
Who would I go with? Golden Spikes 2021. The Golden Spikes is the overall player.
Overall,
not the pitcher.
I think it's
not
the
the
MVP, right?
Yeah, it's the MVP. I mean, I know Jack Leiter's the best pitcher, but that's not the Golden Spike. Can he win? Can pitchers win?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Because have you seen him yet? Al Leiter's son
I have
pitch.
not. Oh, yes.
Dear God, he's pitching tonight for Vandy against Georgia. Georgia actually beat Vandy and hammered Kumar Rocker last night, beat him 14-2. But no, this Leiter thing. If you haven't watched Jack Leiter yet, I mean, he is as electric as they
He's
come.
got those genetics.
Yeah, but Al wasn't really. He was more of a battler, lefty. Jack Leiter
was.
just strikes everybody out.
Well, I mean, did you see his uncle Mark Leiter pitch?
Oh, I forgot about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a bum, but
I remember that. I remember the pit. No, I remember the name.
yeah, it's another. The Phillies are historically the redheaded stepchild of brothers. We had the wrong DiMaggio, had the wrong Leiter, rather had the wrong Giambi.
That's funny.
It's just
We all are the city of brotherly love. so,
it is what it is.
No, that's too funny. I'm excited this weekend. Arkansas at Ole Miss is number 2 and number 3 in the country.
Had the wrong Maddox.
Yeah, the wrong Mike Maddox.
Yeah.
That's too funny. They're saying, I guess Mississippi's loosened the COVID restrictions. They're expecting 14,000 a game for college baseball. I think I heard in Mississippi this weekend.
That's why. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm surprised their stadium capacity.
Yeah, it gets pretty big, but I was like, man, I guess that's pretty.
Yeah, FSU has a nice.
The
baseball
vaccines are
stadium, but
everywhere in
that's-
the South right now, though.
Yeah.
Like the supply. I know New York. People are. Everybody's eligible. You have to sign up. I mean, apparently they're everywhere. I'm gonna get the one shot in Mississippi when I go in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you can just walk into a Publix and get the shot.
All right.
I've been impressed by the way they rolled this out, though. I mean, I remember when COVID started, they said 18 months, and they've gotten them out in 11 or 12.
Yeah, there were some issues.
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
in
the
Colorado.
question is the demand is big in the South.
Well,
the supply might be there.
Well, the population's not as big too, though, so you can kind of.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know, but either way, I miss being in Oxford this weekend. I'm looking forward to going. I'm going in 2 weeks for the LSU series and the Ole Miss spring game. The Ole Miss coaching staff just loves Barstool, which is great.
That's
'Cause
great.
Dave loves Lane, and Lane loves Dave. And somehow I got hired in the middle of all that. And so whatever we got to do to keep that going, we're damn sure going to do. What do y'all have any fun weekend plans?
No, well, I mean, I got Grub House today, and then just gonna be watching the Masters. I think. But
Yeah.
I've said before, I think that's awesome. You have that relationship with Ole Miss. Like, if FSU and I had the relationship, everyone would know about it. But that's awesome you have that.
Yeah, we're getting the car seat inspected by the local
There you go.
cop and
How soon?
firefighting jurisdiction.
How soon are you looking at the kid?
You got less than a month.
Congrats to Big Cat! Big announcement on it.
Absolutely.
Little girl coming for Big Cat.
Absolutely.
Lucky kids.
We
having
need a
him as
nursery. We
dad.
need a nursery here in
Right?
the office. Between Kate, Big Cat,
Yeah.
KFC.
Stephen Che, like
A little
everyone.
a little Barstool daycare.
Yeah, like why not?
Live stream that.
Want to thank our crew in there. Y'all do a great job. Zah, TJ, I appreciate all y'all holding down the fort. Thanks to Smitty and Doug's for joining us. It's been a fun week of Pick Central. Monday, we'll have Mush and Ev back in the studio. We're going to get a little bit more back to normal with our crew next week. But appreciate y'all joining us. Stay tuned. The Yak is up next, and have a great weekend.